Hey guys, this is Silver. What's up? Okay, so I'm making a video about Slayer. Me being 95 Slayer, know a lot about Slayer. Autumn Effigy made kind of video on Slayer. I have an example spreadsheet. Dunked You Down is a person that asked for advice on Slayer. He asked for a rebuilding guide, and there's four reasons why you would do Slayer. One, to level Slayer up. Two, to do bosses. Three, to make money. And one, which Dunkey Down is doing, is to rebuild. Now the problem, this is mainly a rebuilding guide, but it shows you the ins and outs of Slayer and how to get points doing it. So basically, if you want to make money, you can use the same formula based on what you want. If you want to do bosses, same formula. XP, same formula. Just do the tasks that are appropriate for what you're doing. So now, okay. So we all know the weighting system, right? There's certain bosses. I'm sorry. There's certain Slayer masters that give different amounts of Slayer monsters and different Slayer monsters to kill. So, excuse me. So if I go to, say, the lowest level Slayer Master, he's not going to assign something very tough. But he's also going to assign very different things than, say, Duradel. So, I've got a list. Oh, and also Slayer points help because this whole guide is based on Slayer points. So, this is what the Birthright Slayer Master assigns. And Banshees, Crawling Hands, Skeletons, whatever. You want to do these until you have 9 tasks done. And then you do... I'm assuming you have 100 combat doing this. Because I'm assuming you have 100 combat, Rune Scimitar, and Full Rune. Or Torso and Rune Legs. Or D'hide. Or some kind of armor to protect yourself against hits. Or some kind of magic to safe spot things. I don't know. So... you want to have, like, you want to do 9 of these tasks, like, come on, like, fucking 15 bears, ghosts, come on now. You guys can do these. So, you do 9 of these tasks, and then you go to Duradel, and you do 1 of these tasks. Now, you do it. You don't not do it. And you do this until you have the Slayer points that you need. You block the tasks you want to block, and then you do it again until you have exactly some Slayer points to skip. Okay, so going on Slayer weights. This is a weighting system. Percentages on how much the task is assigned. Say if bosses are not unlocked, this would go the others would go up a little bit. So I have a formula for you. Instead of based on the weights, I based it on something else. Okay, this is an example because the Slayer weights, if you can't get assigned a certain Slayer task, the Slayer weights are based on chances out of what you have. So, bosses don't unlock Abi Demons, weight 12. So we're not going by percentages because the weights go on percentages. And if bosses are not unlocked, the percentage for Abi Demons goes up. So you don't want to do that. So out of 100 tasks of Duradel, you have 2,400 Slayer points. So you want to look at every 10 tasks, you get 75. Every 50, you get 225. And then... yeah, pretty much. So you want to gain Slayer points. This is just a way to do it. So, basically, okay, so you want to block Dark Beasts because they're a pain in the ass for rebuilding. This is a rebuilding guide. Rebuilding Slayer guide. So, Lizard Men are easy to do. They drop Raynar and Snap Seeds. You want to do them. Smoke Devils, only if you have, like, the gear. Kraken, yes, always do Kraken. Pretty much. Mytho Dragons block unless you have full bandos, which this is a rebuilding guide, you don't. Black Dragons, Brutal Blacks, skip them unless you have Blowpipe. Pretty much this is straightforward. So what you do is all of these weights, not just the ones you're not doing, but the ones you're doing too, you add them together and that creates 148. Now, you divide 148, you divide 2,400 with 148 for all the Slayer points that you're collecting out of your Slayer task. This is your Slayer weights, this is your Slayer points. You divide 2,400 with 148, and you get 16. 16.21 is every single Slayer weight. So that's how much Slayer points it is. So if you skip Smoke Devils, it's worth 9 Slayer weights. So because it's worth 9 Slayer weights, I have 100 tasks. 9 plus 9 times 16 equals, it's 144 Slayer points. So you would minus 144 with 2,400. And that's how you figure out if you're gaining Slayer points. Now you could also build up Slayer points and then only do money tasks. But in turn, you would have to build up Slayer points again, so it would not be 100% worth it. It's better to do your tasks. So, I'm not sure if it is. It's better to do your tasks this way. So you're looking at so what you want to do now is, say you're gonna do all these ones that I say skip or do. So 12 plus 10 plus, hold on. So out of 148 Slayer points, say you're not going to do Lizard Men, so 148 minus 10 equals, so you're not going to do Smoke Devils, minus 9 equals, so you're not going to do Black Dragons, minus 9 equals, so that's it. So you have 120 out of 148. Right? This is just an example. Remember, use what works for you. So we have 120, 148 minus 120 equals. So we have 28 times 16 equals. We've lost 448 Slayer points. So we do all the tasks that are money, and we skip the tasks we don't want to do. If we don't want to do Smoke Devils, whatever, we've lost 448 Slayer points, and that's how you figure out your Slayer weights. So just an example. So I'm gonna show all of the, like Kieran recently he just showed the Slayer weights for all the Slayer Masters. I'm not going to show Mazda or whatever the Canifist one is. So this is the Birthrope Slayer Master. So he assigns this stuff. This one's not really super important, but this is the, I'm not showing the one in Canifist because nobody uses him unless you're doing diaries. So this is Vanica, the Edgeville Slayer Master. Pures use this one. So this is a quite frustrating Slayer Master, but what can you do? So, this is the Fairy Ring one. Fairy Ring one, Abyssal Demons, Iron Dragons, and next Cave Kraken a lot. And this is Naive or Steve. So, is that a lot? Not very many Dark Beasts. And Duradel. So, you can use this formula to figure out what bosses you want to do. I'm sorry, what you want to do. If you find that you have to do something that you do not want to do, then you would use like the silver jewelry. There's one silver jewelry item, I forget what it is, that makes your task less as long as like a 25% chance of making it less like skip an extra task, like skip an extra kill. And there's one that makes it like not count as an extra kill. So you can make your Slayer task last longer or go slower. And so basically that's how to do it. It helps to have 75 crafting. Obviously you want to farm while you're doing this, so like Raynar seeds or snap seeds or quams or whatever. It helps just to know what you're doing, have high agility, but agility is not really mattering. It doesn't matter. I mean, like, that's that. It's really random. Like, you don't have to follow this, you can. But if you want a boss, you obviously want to do the Smoke Devil, yeah. So I'm talking too much, I'm going to stop. So I'm just going to get another task just to make an example. Neck rails. I don't like neck rails. I'm going to cancel neck rails. Greater demons. I don't like greater demons. I'm going to cancel greater demons. I could do Hellhounds, Cerberus. See, and I'm going to use a Bracelet of Slaughter so the task lasts longer. And that's how it goes.